Application-based education software has several major players taking up the majority of the market share. Let's take a look.
Chun Kunfei is a mother of two that lives in Fuzhou. Since her daughter's second birthday, she started using an app called Baby Bus. Now her son is starting to fall in love with these two cute pandas.
She's been playing a game called Look After the Baby, and I've noticed that after I had my son, she's been taking good care of him. She learned that from Baby Bus. She's also learned to sing a lot of children's songs. I didn't really try to teach them to her, but she's learned them by playing with the app. She didn't used to like brushing her teeth, but after she played the toothbrushing game, I haven't had to worry about it. She'll brush her teeth carefully on her own.
Baby Bus, established in 2010, is divided into introductory courses for children aged 1 to 3 and exploratory courses for children aged 3 to 6. Courses are divided into different topics like intellectual development, language, art, behavior, science, and basic recognition. This gives it a clear advantage in the preschool app market that includes encyclopedia, interactive music, and puzzle games apps. Tang Guangyu, the entrepreneur behind Baby Bus, explains how he positioned his product from the beginning.
There was arts and there was music. I wanted to do well in these two areas, which are universal to all humans. Already, when we were in the product planning and design stage, we were clear that this entire product had to be global.
Baby Bus has users not just from China, but overseas as well, including Japan and the Middle East. It has 130 apps in 10 different languages. Total downloads for all their apps exceeded 100 million.
After several years of operations, our team currently has roughly 300 people. I'd say it's one of the best teams in all of China, even in the world. Almost everyone in our team works on content building. We have people from different countries. Ever since the very beginning, whether it's in terms of employees or partners, Baby Bus has operated with a philosophy that encompasses the entire internet model. This includes daily operations and how we promote our product. So, in these terms, we enjoyed all of this, including the mutually beneficial nature of the internet from the very beginning.
Baby Bus is doing better than most similar apps in terms of paid downloads and Google Ads, and it consistently ranks high on the recommendations list in Apple's App Store. It raised 30 million RMB, or roughly $5 million in its B series investment in November 2015.
The iPhone provides a free and globalized platform that you can sell your product on. Producers have to pay attention to the users. Before, producers had to pay attention to the market and the different channels. Now we're in the mobile internet age, and we need only focus on our products. We don't have to spend that much energy on some areas. One is paid downloads, which is popular overseas. The other is the advertisements. These are our two main forms of income. If we do the calculations, these two things have supported the development of our entire company for the last 5 years.
Baby Bus is one of the few online early childhood education companies that is running with a profit and has landed on the leaderboards of Apple's App Store and Google Play in several countries. It has achieved all of this from Fuzhou, where the costs of starting a company are low compared to tech centers like Beijing and Shanghai.
So after looking at all these major players in the marketplace, talking about a company, smaller company, a newer company like Jiliguala compared to New Oriental software dedicated to children. So does that make the latter have much more power when it comes to competing with a smaller company like Jiliguala, since it's backed by a education giant like the New Oriental?
Right. Well, I think companies like New Oriental certainly have a leg up, in this market because it's a publicly traded company, so it has easy access to capital markets to raise additional funds for new investment project. This company also has a longer history. This company has basically a number of educational programs and also a lot more corporate resources, right? And also brand awareness and loyalty, right? So in that sense, I think this company has certain advantages. But if you look at the educational application, this particular sector, it's still very much scattered, right? So it's still a blue ocean at this point with a lot of smaller players that are competing against each other. So, well, actually, more precisely, the blue ocean has already turned into the red ocean. But what's interesting is so far we haven't seen a single leader winning out in this market, right? So I think in that sense, a smaller company, if you can provide much better content, much better product, you still have a chance to win out in this sector.
So after looking at Jiliguala, we look at Baby Bus. So what's special about Baby Bus? What are the differences?
Right. Well, I think Baby Bus really focused on three things. One is developing their own IPs. I actually look at this company's website and their product offerings, and for every cartoon, you see a sort of one cartoon figure, which is a panda, a very cute panda. So that's their core IP. So I think what this company is trying to do is try to develop the single IP that really stick to the children's mind, so that they can do a lot of follow-up marketing.
I see,
and
like Sesame
activity.
Street's Bert and Ernie.
Right, and the Xiangyang Huitailang example we
Right,
talked
that's right.
about, right? So this is what they are really focused on at this point. And second thing is they really focus on incorporating education elements. So they have this one cartoon that shows how a panda brush its teeth, right? And basically it's trying to teach the children the importance of brushing teeth, right? Because we know that children, by nature, they hate doing that. Right? And as parents, you can't really force them doing that. So with this cartoon, it's basically educational in purpose. So I think parents are willing to pay more for this kind of programs or cartoons. And the third thing is, what's interesting is Baby Bus actually offers its products in multiple language. So the company is selling its products, cartoons and etc., into a lot of different countries like Japan, also regions like Taiwan and Macau. So I think that's actually quite different from most of other startup companies in China.
Now, Professor Zhao, we talked about the market potential, we talked about the actual business model. Can you tell me about some of the challenges that this entire application-based education software actually faces?
Well, I think this is a business that's quite difficult to be in and quite difficult to win out. I see at least three major challenges with this kind of business. One is revenue model. We know most of applications are still offered to users for free, right? So how do you find a sustainable revenue model going forward? That's, I think, that's a major challenge. And the second challenge is low stickiness. This is a common challenge facing all these applications, especially utility application companies, especially when it comes to education, baby education. Well, the product life cycle is much shorter compared to other products, right? So basically, once the baby watches this cartoon once, it's very unlikely that he or she will come back and continue to repeat watching the same product over and over again. So it's really important for these companies to be able to invest in research and development and to continue to offer fresh content and new products. A third challenge is how you can extend the amount of time the children spend on these applications, right? When it comes to an educational app on the iPad, for example, well, the parents will have a say on how much time the children can actually play. Right, exactly. Well, they have like 30-minute or an hour limit per day, right? So this is bad news from the company's perspective, right? So how can they offer the kind of product services that engage their customers longer, right, on their application? I think that's another major challenge.
I know that my cousins who have children have to fight their kids for the iPads and iPhone usage in the house.
Right.
That's certainly something to watch out for.
Right.